So good morning. I'm currently stuck here on the Llangollen Canal, as most of you know, because back in December there was a huge canal collapse. The bank collapsed, the canal went into a field, there was this huge breach and it's actually split the canal in two. And as you know, usually we have 2,000 miles of canals and rivers to cruise, but at the moment we're just stuck in this section, which is absolutely beautiful. Lots of things to see and do, but we are cut off from the rest of the network. And today I've actually been invited down by the Canal River Trust to the breach to actually look at the damage for myself and also see what's actually involved in repairing it. And a few weeks ago I did ask you if you knew any sort of boaters that had a story to tell or any quirky boats to go and video, and even some canal side businesses, and boy did you deliver. So once a month we're going to do a little bit of a feature on something a little bit different, still boaty related and canal related, but just a little bit different. And before we go, I just want to thank Holy for partnering up with us on this week's video. So these are like equivalent of cans of pop or bottles of pop on your boat, but the brilliant thing is they take up no space and they're really easy to make. So there's a mixture here of milkshakes, energy drinks, hydration drinks and iced teas. And they're just brilliant. Just rip them up, put them into 500 mils of water, and that's it. They're ready to drink. So they're absolutely brilliant, and that's your wastage, hardly anything. So they're brilliant, these. They contain no added sugar. Your energy drinks have vitamins in there. There's all the hydration, the electrolytes that I've got in this now, so that's good. And then you've got the iced teas and the milkshakes. My favourite milkshake is hazelnut. It's just to die for. Anyway, Holy are currently running an offer, so if you are interested, please check out the link in the video description. But I do highly recommend, if you're going to go for it, go for the taster packs, because you get to try all their wonderful flavours before you commit to your favourites. So this is Polly the van. She's 26-year-old. She's a auto sleeper symphony and she's amazing. But when I'm not using it, I normally keep this at my mum and dad's, but now I'm trapped on this canal, I thought it'd be good to get her out a bit and go on some adventures, starting with Whitchurch. She'll start, that is. It's always a good feeling, that. The only things this van is actually lacking is a fixed bed, because I have to make all the seating into a bed at night and it cripples your back, it really does, especially when you get to my age. And also it's just a bog standard diesel, it's not a turbo diesel, so it really struggled when I was in France and Spain going up the mountains and that. I was in second gear for most of it, so she doesn't like hills. But besides that, she's absolutely wonderful, gets me from A to B most of the time without a hiccup. This is a beautiful county of Shropshire and it's absolutely stunning.
Your destination is on the left.
So I'm here now at Whitchurch Marina and I've just been having a look at the big pumps they've got here. So as most of you know, this canal is fed by the River Dee, has a constant flow on it, and it actually goes all the way and feeds a reservoir at Hurleston which provides water to thousands of homes, but also it's a feeder canal to the Shropshire Union Canal. And obviously with the huge breach that's happened, the water isn't able to get to the other part of the canal and beyond. So they've got these huge pumps that they're running day and night, powered by generators, to pump the water from this part of the canal to the other part of the canal. So, you know, fair play to the Canal River Trust. They have been right on this, sorting it all out. But it is obviously going to take some time. There's actually loads going on before they can even start fixing the canal, such as building an access road for the machinery, checking the stability of the embankment itself, ecological surveys, making sure wildlife and habitats are dealt with safely, ground investigations, plus all the health and safety planning. But today we're able to head over to the actual breach and see all the damage for itself. So because we're going on site into this breach, I've got to wear some safety gear. All the gear, no idea. So we're heading to the site now, and we've just had a bit of a talk, and I've just found out that it's costing to run these pumps here £5,000 to £6,000 a week in fuel, and also the hiring of them, which makes it £20,000 a week, which is £80,000 a month. So this is why the Canal and River Trust are in desperate need for money at the moment. So that's mental, isn't it? It's actually scared me. You've got to remember that within hours of the breach on the 22nd of December, the Canal and River Trust had installed cofferdams to stop more water from escaping. Then over the next few days they worked day and night to install these pumps and pipes, rerouting the water to the other side of the breach and also allowing the boats trapped there to float again. Normally the water from the River Dee would simply float along the canal here and eventually reach Hurleston Reservoir, and around 12 million gallons of water travel along here every single day. But because the canal has literally been split in two, the water can't get through anymore. So these pumps move the water from upstream, across the breach and down to the other side, a temporary workaround to keep the system supplied until the canal can be repaired.
Every one of these pipes was carried by somebody. There were no machines involved. You see them going over there? You see them in the far distance? So every one of these pipes was handballed by guys working on Christmas Day. We had over 20 guys working Christmas Day, carrying pipes and everything.
So obviously, even though we've got the breach, all the hire bases are still going to be running this year. You can hire from here, you can hire from Whitchurch Wharf. You've also got Whitchurch Marina. There's also, I think it's ABC at Trevor Basin. So there's loads of places. All the hire boats are going to be here because this canal is still an absolutely stunning canal, isn't it? And there's still lots of cruising to be done. So you've got this whole section of the Llangollen and also the Montgomery. More than enough if you're going to hire for a week or so. And also I've just found out another gorgeous little story, and you're going to love this. The farmer that owns the field where it all flooded, 2 days before all this happened, he'd moved his sheep. He only owns 3 fields, and one of them's got all the pipes going through. The other one is where all the access is happening, so they can make this road to get all the heavy machinery down. And then the third one is obviously full of water. Anyway, it's called his sheep Lock 1, Lock 2 and Lock 3. But he's been a really lovely guy. It's such a shame, eh? Anyway, you can see here now all the machinery starting to make this road so you can get access for all the big vehicles. So this here is where they're digging out the road to connect to the main road that goes along there. They've actually reduced that speed on that road now to 30 miles an hour. They're bringing all the trucks in and all the gravel and stuff like that. Also, right over there, I'm sorry this vlog's a bit messy, but I'm doing it live. Right over there, they're removing all the vegetation before the birds start nesting. And they've got ecologists on site at all times to make sure that everything happens correctly and safely. There's a guy I'm going to talk to as well a little bit later on. He's to do with all the fish and all about the rescue of those. So we'll have a chat with him, because obviously when the field flooded, the fish went with it. But at the moment they're all safe and sound, but once those water levels drop, then they will need to be removed and taken to safety, rescued. And you can see already they've brought so much machinery on site ready to start all the works. So this is the Whitchurch lift bridge. You know, I came through here not so long ago, but wow, this is my first time seeing this. Oh my God. Wow. Nothing prepares you for seeing this in person, and it's honestly a miracle that no one was hurt. 2 boats went into this hole and another was left teetering right on the edge. The Canal and River Trust acted quickly, installing cofferdams to stop more water escaping, and in the weeks that followed they managed to recover all the boats from the breach.
That was one lake, but we've now pumped so much out of it, it's now separated into 2.
So we've just been to see from above where the breach happened, where they rescued the boats from, and it's an absolute mess, it really is. Such a shame. But we're going to go now into the field and also into the breach itself.
Oh yeah, 6939.
So at the moment we're pumping this water into this foul sewer at 20 litres a second. It's about 12.5 million gallons or metre cubed in this lake. I'd say this lake, there's 2 lakes now because we've pumped it down so far. And then, yeah, we're planning to do a fish rescue fairly soon.
So once the water has gone low enough, then they can rescue all the fish. And talking of fish, this is Keith, he's the fish guy. So Keith, just tell us a little bit about what's sort of going to happen really and what type of fish we're looking at.
Good morning. Basically what's happened is, as a consequence of the breach, all the fish that were in the immediate vicinity of the canal have been pulled through and down into this lower level section which used to be the old Stag Brook. As to how many fish are in here that have been drawn out of the canal, as yet nobody knows. And there is a team of fish recovery specialists who are employed by the Canal and Rivers Trust to do just this job. So when the levels go down here sufficiently, where they'll need to go is to get into the bottom end by where the steps are. That's where the greatest depth is. If they can get in there, they will be able to remove all the fish that have survived. No doubt the stresses of coming out to the canal down that breach and down that bank will have been significant.
What are you going to do with them then, Keith?
The fish that are recovered from here will be taken back up to the canal, to the sections where the stop ends have been put in. Their continuity is vital to the waterside birds.
Right, thank you very much. Yeah, forget all that, don't we? That the fish are not just for fishing and doing what they do, but also they're food for the birds and other wildlife, the cormorants and whatnot. Wow, this is mental, it really is. You can see already how much the water's come down as well, because when I looked at the footage over Christmas, when I was watching like Taylor's Aboard videos and Paul and Anthony's videos, and also Steve from Court Above the Court, this field was absolutely flooded. The canal was in here, and now, you know, it is draining, but all the fish sort of, when the water does go down, they go with it. No dead fish about or anything. But yeah, once this gets to a level that they can rescue them, then they will. It's right muddy. Oh my goodness, it's so muddy. Glad I've got my dog walking shoes on today. But this now is the canal. Wow. My goodness. So I'm stood here now at the bottom of the canal, and that's the canal bank just up there. This is incredible. The amount of times I've actually cruised through here and actually moored here even on my boat. And I'm here now, stood at the bottom of the canal. But you can see here the amount of work that has to be done. And it's going to take a long time because apparently with this sand, it just keeps collapsing on itself. So they've got loads of ideas in place for how they're going to do it. But it was here for over 200 years. So, you know, and this stuff here, this is all the pilings that we use these days to protect the banking, and also we moor our boats to this. You can see as well, this is all rusty and it's got holes in it. They still don't know what caused the breach, but yeah, they're just finding ways now to try and get it fixed, because when it's costing that amount of money to pump the water to the reservoirs, it does need to be fixed as soon as it can. In fact, I'm going to have a quick chat with Simon to see how long he does think it's going to take. But you can see that they're on it, they're doing stuff, you know, and it's, for me as a boater, it's wonderful to see them actually cracking on with it. But yeah, they're on this, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. So I'm just going to have a quick chat to Simon now, who's the project manager. So Simon, I think, seeing all the work you've been doing and everyone cracking on, you're going to get this fixed in a few weeks, aren't you?
It's going to be days, yeah.
Yeah. So how long really do you think it's going to take to do it?
People are saying sort of autumn time, so October, November, but let's see if we can do it quicker than that.
Yeah.
Let's give it a good go. And at the moment, you know, it's work in progress. We haven't even finalised the design yet. We pretty much know what we're doing, and it's all about getting all those people to work together to bring it together in the end.
So when I showed this originally on YouTube, loads of people were saying, oh, they could have that fixed in no time if they used this steel. And in Japan, when sinkholes happen, they have them fixed in a few days. Why can't you do what everyone tells you to do on YouTube?
There's lots of armchair engineers, that's why, isn't there? Yeah. You come out and give us a hand, yeah. I have to answer lots of people that ask me these questions and come with these fantastic ideas and products and things, and yeah, I think they do see reason. Access is our big challenge all the time. Access across farmland. You can't just come across someone's land without getting agreements. United Utilities and companies like that they've got powers, but we don't have the same powers, so everything takes time. Traffic management off the trunk road, that takes time. Could take 6 weeks to get, you know, an order, a traffic order. We've managed to fast track that by using emergency powers through Shropshire and their sort of, you know, their assistance. But these background things, these back office things take time, sadly.
And what problems are you facing with it all, with the embankment? Because you were saying before it was sand or something, is it?
Yeah, it's been locally won, hasn't it? It's been locally dug here in the 1800s, 1805. This embankment was built. I don't think we've built an embankment out of sand these days, but that's what we've got. So we're going to dig out most of it, but it's how far we keep digging, and it's the cost for that, it's the time scale and everything. So we're trying to, I wouldn't say do minimum, but we need to fix it so it doesn't happen again as well. It's that balance really between how much money we spend, how much we dig out. We can keep going and going, couldn't we? It's an old canal, but it's those designs that are going on in the background at the moment. So we're hoping to hit the ground next week or so and start seeing some progress again.
All right, well, thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, so it's not going to be too long, autumn.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I'm going to be trapped on this canal until autumn, but it is an amazing canal, isn't it? And it's nice to see all the work going on, but that's a big thing, you see. The Canal River Trust are a charity at the end of the day, and although they do get a bit of government funding and stuff like that, money from our licences, money from anglers, canoeists, they do need every penny that they can get. But in the meantime, it's costing £20,000 a week to have all these pumps, these pipes and the fuel to keep it going. So they're doing everything they can. They really, really are. So yeah, so watch this space. So anyway, I want to get rid of all this PPE now because I think I'm quite safe and head back to Little Bonnie. But it's been an amazing experience to come here and actually see the breach for itself. It really has. And I thought as well for you guys, you know, because lots of people are not sure why I'm stuck on this canal. Well, this is the reason why. Hello. Have you been a good girl? Have you? Hey, you've been sleeping, haven't you? You've been sleeping. You got sleepy face. Oh, Bonnie. Yeah. Been a good girl. Mummy's missed you. He really has. Ooh. So before I take Bonnie on a big walk, we're going to have a little one of these. This is from Diane. It's called Mortal Bunny Spiced Rum. So here we go. And whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything that you do. This will warm us up. Oh, Bonnie, you've been such a good girl, haven't you? You really have. Love you so much. When I do leave Bonnie, she just settles, don't you? You go straight to your bed. I've got CCTV so I can keep an eye on her. But she just goes and settles down, don't you? Hey, I'm going to take you a big walk in a minute. But first, rum time. So cheers, everyone. Woohoo! Just wet the lips. Now that rum, it's very lemony. It's quite a sweet rum. It's lovely. I bet that'll be nice actually with a holy in it. So now for all those viewers that are saying, why am I actually stuck on this canal? Now you know the reason why. But you know what? It's absolutely beautiful. I've still got loads of places to go and see and do, and even a connecting canal called the Montgomery, but that still doesn't link to the main network. But I'm waiting for some better weather to do that. But that is the reason that I'm not heading towards the Thames like I should be now. But, you know, there's lots of things, like I say, to see and do. But I don't know if you picked up as well, when I was talking to the project manager, he said that the estimated time for it to be completed, that breach, is in autumn. Now, he did say as well, hopefully quicker than that. Now, I've been thinking all my way home, driving there, I'm going to say, let's have some bets, if you give me some dates, but I reckon it's going to be September time. I really do. Maybe even end of August. So let me know what you think, because they really are doing a wonderful job. And they've had all the ecologist reports now, all the groundworks or ground analytics or whatever sort of been done. They just need to rescue the fish. But I was also talking to some people there, and there's actually a brook that's near that field. So a lot of them could have been washed into that and gone to better places anyway. You know, who knows? But yeah, they're going to be cracking on with it very, very soon. So anyway, she needs to go out. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And before I go, just a huge, massive thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. So that's it. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Right, are you ready for some pee-pees? Are you ready for pee-pees? Come on, let's go.